Hey guys, Xandiel here and welcome back for another video. Something a bit different. We've got Xandiel's top 10 Dragon Ball Z movie villains. So some of the best and the worst villains from the movies that are not necessarily canon. Some of them are slowly creeping into Dragon Ball Super, but otherwise, mostly they don't exist. But that doesn't mean they're not awesome. So let's get into it, shall we? Number 10, Bio Broly. Now, I am a very big fan of Broly as a villain. I think he's amazing, but this guy, oof, they really screwed the pooch on him. They started off so well. Broly was getting cloned. I think a vat of acid falls on him, and we get what you see before you, Swamp Thing Broly. He still has the mannerisms of Broly, like he's very berserker mode, green energy attacks, very savage, but he's a lot weaker. Now, I understand they couldn't replicate his powers exactly, but Goten and Trunks don't seem to have too much problem with him. It's kind of a weird one, because when I took a step back from my bias, I didn't really mind the film too much, actually. When you take out Broly from the equation, it's not too bad. It's an enjoyable little movie, but as a villain, he doesn't quite hit the mark for me, and I can't stop thinking about how great Broly is and how not great Bio Broly is. So that's number 10. Number 9, Lord Slug. I remember watching this film when I was very young, and I did enjoy it. I mostly enjoyed the fights with the henchmen, especially when Goku turns up and completely destroys them. Same with Piccolo. The adaptation from Team 4 Star, amazing, by the way. But anyway, Lord Slug as a villain. He was cool. I imagine back then, another Namek might have been a big thing. I'm not too sure on the timeline in which this movie came out, but he just didn't do it for me. The best part of this film, personally for me, was when Goku kind of turned Super Saiyan. Lord Slug himself didn't really hold much value for me. I didn't think, oh wow, this guy's powerful. But I could tell he was. It just didn't quite strike the right chords with me. When a villain turns giant, it's usually a bad sign. I don't really tend to find he's that threatening, although he does put in some good punches against Goku. That's number 9. Number 8, Garlic Jr. One of the most hated villains in the Dragon Ball Z franchise. This guy manages to become immortal in the first movie he's in, the Dead Zone, I believe it's called. He kind of accomplishes his goal, much like Zamasu. He gets his immortality, though his fate is kind of sealed by his own stupidity, which, you know, they kind of just had to do that, I guess. Not really many fixes for that back in the days of the early Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. But there he is, once again, becoming a lot bigger. It was his downfall, really, though he couldn't stay in his tiny form very much. I guess it makes sense for him to get more muscular. He definitely does well in a fight, but when he comes back for the Dragon Ball Z arc, nope. Nope. He got wrecked. He's not a very good villain at all, but I still rank him above Lord Slug and Bio Broly. So that's number 8, guys. Number 7, Turles. Now, when Turles first came out, I really enjoyed this movie. He wrecks Goku. The beating he hands out is savage. The fact that there was an evil Goku back in this time, I know since we've had Goku Black, this guy just really did it. He was cool, he was confident, he was evil, and his attacks were savage. The movie is very good. He doesn't really fight Goku for that long when you look at it, but when he does, he absolutely beats him down, making him a very worthy and strong adversary. He's just a cool character all around. He reappears in the plan to eradicate the Saiyan, but not really. Yeah, Turles. Really cool villain. Great overall character. Number 6, Android 13. The hillbilly with the body of iron. or Steel, I forget. He's a pretty cool character too. His character development throughout the film isn't really there, much the same as most movie villains, but this guy really kicks ass. He's confident, he's cocky, and he uses savage attacks again, because in an anime like this, the brutality of the enemies kind of puts them apart from the other villains. This guy, what is it, he punches Goku in the nuts. It is horrible. Everyone watching this film would have cringed when they saw it. He also becomes Super Android 17, which is like Super Saiyan Blanka from Street Fighter. He's just overall cool. Especially when he turns into Super 17, he's got very cool attacks, he kind of keeps it consistent, and he doesn't flinch for anyone, making him a very cool, strong adversary. I very much enjoyed this movie as a whole. And that's number 6, Super Android 13. Number 5, Haru Degarde. Haru Degarde's a very odd enemy for me. It introduced the hero Tapion, who everyone seems to really like. I don't really rank him, but this movie, for me, what made it good was not necessarily Haru Degarde, but the fact that everyone combined their forces to fight him, making him a very strong adversary. He evolves once, he's kind of split in half at first, but when he gets his full power, he's a force to be reckoned with. He doesn't pull his punches, he breathes fire, and he's got his whip-cracky tail. He's a very strong adversary. If he's cool, I don't think he's that cool, but he is a very strong adversary. It takes everyone to take him down, and he's just a monster. He's pure and simple, no logic, gonna kill everyone, and that was sorely needed in Dragon Ball Z at this point, in my opinion. Everyone is cold and calculated and just destroying things, and this guy, he was like a monster, typical Godzilla-esque monster, wrecking the city, taking names. So that's Haru Degarde. Number 4, Janemba, like the Pokemon from hell. This guy starts off in his big form, just kind of silly, like Fat Boo almost, and then he kind of evolves into this sinister form you see before you with his sword. He doesn't even say anything, except for in his fat form, he says his own name a few times. This form, he kind of just laughs maniacally. So a lot of people have said they don't know why they like him. It's purely down to his badassness and his evil glare. He really gives Goku and Vegeta a hard time. Super Saiyan 3 Goku can't take this guy down. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's got cool attacks. Introducing a sword as well was amazing. In the end, ultimately, it introduces Super Saiyan Gogeta to finally put the finishing blow into him. And that is a real testament to his strength that they needed to fuse to beat him. He's a cool character. I'd love to see him come back. Janemba. Number 3, Cooler. He has 3 forms, as you see on screen. His base form, his augmentation form, and his metal form. He is a absolute badass. Older brother of Frieza. He's a frost demon, and he kicks all kinds of ass. If he was in Super, him and Frieza would make an absolute powerful team. It would be beast. When he turns into his augmentation form in the movie, he goes savage on Goku. He absolutely tears him apart. The visor on his face, the red eyes and the black there, he looks absolutely evil. Not to mention his muscular physique is very intimidating when put against Goku. He flies for a Kamehameha and smashes Goku in the face, making him an absolute powerhouse. He then reaches his Metal Cooler phase during the second movie, thanks to the big Getty Star. I think there's 1,000 or 10,000 Metal Coolers, but he once again kicks Vegeta in the private areas. And again, absolutely beast modes Goku and Vegeta, having learned instant transmission in his Metal Cooler form, making him even more dangerous. Both movies are very interesting, and he makes a brief appearance in Revenge on the Saiyans, I think it's called. Either way, he's an extremely cool villain, and I rate him very highly. Metal Cooler. Cooler. Absolute badass. Number 2, Lord Beerus himself. An absolute animal. He redefined what strength is. He brought the game into Dragon Ball Super, and he did an absolute excellent job of it. I know he's not a villain now, he's more of a hero character. He's a god of destruction, but in the villain role in the movie, he plays an absolute badass. Immediately, he beats Super Saiyan 3 Goku with little to no effort. He loves food, he's a funny character, and he's only gotten better as time's gone by. Lord Beerus, an absolute hero for bringing us Dragon Ball Super and redefining and setting the bar on what strength is. To this day, I haven't seen anyone beat him. And my top pick, Broly, my favourite Dragon Ball Z villain. Only second to Goku Black, but this is a movies list, so Broly. Back before Dragon Ball Super, when Super Saiyans were cool and awesome, which they still are, this guy, the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, appeared in a movie. There he is in his very timid, weak form, so very unassuming. He then bulks out to become the legendary Super Saiyan. He is invulnerable to most attacks, nearly all I think actually, and he has that evil grin when absolutely savagely beating on all of the Z fighters. He just laughs, calls himself a monster, and he really is. He's very enjoyable to watch, and I love Broly. He is so cool. Dragon Ball Super recently gave a nod to Broly, releasing Kale into a legendary Super Saiyan form. Not as cool as Broly in my opinion, but damn, it is awesome. The legendary transformation also increases his power. Without rhyme or reason, he just becomes stronger. It makes no sense, but in this case, I'm gonna let it slide. I feel that they kind of had this thing where they've kind of built up a character to be so powerful that they're thinking, oh damn, how do we actually beat him now? Oh yeah, let's just chuck him into the sun. We've made him too powerful. Chuck him into the sun. The sun answers all of our questions. And yeah, that's what I think happened with this guy, because he is an absolute powerhouse. The legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So that's it guys, thank you for watching. This has been my top 10 movie villain list from the Dragon Ball Z franchise, Dragon Ball. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. If there's anyone I've missed, please let me know. If you want to see me do a different top 10 list, maybe even top 5, please let me know again. I hope you've enjoyed it. I tried to make the list as fair and fun based off my own opinion. This is not everyone's opinion, obviously. Special thank you to Sam, also my friend, who created this video for me based on my recommendations. Thank you very much for watching guys. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Thank you guys. Bye.